Alright guys, so this video is going to be really short and simple. You don't even have to look at my face today. No FaceTime. I just want to answer a question actually that I've been having myself for quite some time, which is the difference between the Lost Vape Therion and the Think Vape Finder. So if you're thinking of buying one of these mods, it may appear to you that they are almost exactly the same, but they're actually quite different. I mean, sure, generally speaking, they look the same, but there are many differences, right? So I'm going to show you the differences here. And it's not going to be a complete review. I have a complete review of the Therion. I have a complete review of the Finder. I'll put the link to that in the description box below. And if you're looking for a good DNA device, whether it's DNA 40, DNA 60, DNA 75, DNA 200 or 250, I have a complete list of the best mods you can buy, the best DNA mods you can buy. You also find the link to that in the description box, or you can go to geekayvapes.com. So the Lost Vape Therion is one of the most popular evolved DNA mods of 2016. And this one is like the lesser known sibling, which is the Think Vape Finder. Think Vape Finder. In fact, I would say that all of the mods that Think Vape made actually played second fiddle to the ones made by Lost Vape. But in this video, I just want to compare these two, right? So this one is a 75 watt, the Therion 75. Well, this is the Finder 167. This one uses a DNA 200 board, and the Therion uses a DNA 75. But as far as I know, the Finder that uses the DNA 75 is exactly the same in terms of the size and the looks and whatever not. But of course, it has a different board. So just being clear with you, it's not a DNA 75 versus DNA 75. It's a DNA 75 versus a DNA 250 with dual batteries that does up to 167 watts. First things first, let's address the big elephant in the room. Obviously, there are many similarities in terms of height and in terms of the overall shape, design. It's very similar. Now, it's not surprising to me if you understand how a lot of Chinese companies work. They are all family-run businesses. So instead of letting someone outside the family come into the company, they would rather create a separate company and share their ideas, share their products. And therefore, actually, I think that's what you see here, because this the two mods are way too similar to be actually randomly created by two separate companies and released around the same time. So what they do instead of letting outsiders into the company is that they create a separate company and they have a similar blueprint of product lineups, and then they just change stuff here and there, different company name. They make more money overall. So the key difference here with the Lost Vape Therion line and the Think Vape Finder, if you look at it from the top, would be the position of the 510. So for the Lost Vape Therion, you have the button here, the power button, the wattage up, wattage down, and the same with the Finder, power button, wattage up, wattage down. Of course, the buttons are different. And then you have your screen here, the screen and your USB port. But the 510 for the Therion is on the other end. Whereas for the Finder, it's somewhere not in the middle, off center, and it may seem weird to you, but it actually makes a lot of sense. So let me put an atomizer in there, a 24mm atomizer, and show you how it looks. There you go, a 24mm atomizer on the Lost Vape Therion. Now, I think 24 will be the max unless you don't mind overhang because of the design. It does curve in a little bit. Now, for the Finder, I actually find this position to be better. See what I mean? I mean, it may look weird, but when you hold it in your hands and when you vape on it, it actually makes a lot more sense. It's actually closer to your thumb and it feels very comfortable, right? And I understand that, you know, they could have made it right here. But like I said, you know, it's two separate companies probably owned or controlled by the same people, and they don't want it to be too alike. But this makes a lot of sense to me. When you actually have a Therion and when you actually have a Finder, I mean, and when you vape on it, this feels just okay. So some other differences here, obviously the battery venting for the Finder is on the side, and the battery vents for the Therion is actually pretty much hidden. Basically, it depends on the battery door to serve as the battery vent as well. Now let's take the back panels out. So very similar feature in both the mods here, replaceable back panels. But for the Therion, you can see that the back panel is smaller, much smaller than the Finder, much shorter, and overall just much smaller. So in terms of the width as well, it is smaller. And here you can see why, because of the wood panel here that is on the Therion, they do need that extra space in there. So the battery door panel only goes up to here, whereas for the Finder, it can go all the way up to here. When you look inside, okay, the position of the battery base is about the same distance away. So it's just because of the wood panel here that they needed to make the battery door shorter, and that also means that for the Therion, it's actually a little bit more difficult for you to get your battery in here compared to the Finder. The Finder is really easy. There's lots of room for you to put your battery in. You can just put it in like this from the back. Easy. Now the one thing about the Therions and most of Lost Vape products, this is real leather. This is real leather. The moment you get it, you smell it, you know it's real leather. Well, for the Finder, this is not really actually real leather. It may be, it may be not. Then again, there are a few different variations of the Finder. So for the Therion, it's all just different colored leather or different types of leather panels. And the leather isn't really that thick. I can tell you it's a very thin piece of leather. Not what I thought it would be, but still it does add a little bit extra touch of luxury to it. Now for the Finder, you have leather and you have carbon fiber panels as well, so that's really good. In terms of the 510 connection, it's spring loaded in both, and the tension for both really feels identical to me. Again, I do think that they were designed, or the components were designed collectively between the two companies, because I do believe that they are actually owned by the same people. In terms of the balance of the mod, the Finder and the Finder, sorry, this is the Finder. The Finder and the Therion are both just nice, very equally balanced. I love mods that are this size. It feels really good in my hands. I hate mini mods. I hate the fucking mini mods. For me, a mod has to be around this size, slightly smaller or slightly larger, and that's what I like. So both the mods feel really good. Now, but with the Finder, actually, I find it better, because if you want to thumb the fire button, it's easier to do that. If you want to thumb it this way, it just feels awkward because your atomizer is right here. It just doesn't feel as nice. The Finder feels much more natural to use your finger. When you want to use your thumb, it doesn't make a difference for me personally. Both feels just nice. In terms of build quality, I'm quite surprised that the Finder actually has really good build quality. It's almost like a glass type of finish here all over the mod. Doesn't scratch easily. No button rattle for the Therion as well. But different design language. This one, it looks sleeker to me. This looks more, I don't know what you call it, industrial type of look. And they have wood, they have leather. This one is streamlined. It looks mean, it looks nasty, it looks awesome. Now, when it comes to the firmware, of course, the Lost Vape products are much better. Now, they're both using DNA boards, but the key difference is in the presets that both these companies have decided to put into the two mods. For the Lost Vape products, I find that the presets are much better. They have a good balance of nickel, stainless steel. For the Finder, however, or for the Think Vape products, I'm sorry, this is Lost Vape and this is Think Vape. So for Think Vape products, for this one, the 167, all they have is stainless steel presets for temp control. Tons and tons of stainless steel. Again, check my full review to know more about that. So in terms of that, I don't know why, but if they could have actually put, a couple of nickel presets, a couple of stainless steel, maybe a titanium preset, it'll just make the mod that much better. Of course, since it's a DNA board, you can always use your e-scribe and do it yourself. Most people are not going to do that, me included. So in terms of out of the box, the feature set, the included presets for temp control, the Finder is much better. If you're only interested in vaping and power mode, then it doesn't really matter. The Finder also does not have the LED at the bottom like the Therion does, right? And this is supposed to be abalone or abalone, whatever you call it. I think it's a very thin piece of abalone, but it does add a nice touch to it. Well, there you go, guys. The Therion versus the Finder. If you ask me which mod should you get, I would say get both. Get one in the DNA 75 variant. Get the other one for the DNA 200 or DNA 250 variant. Of course, it doesn't do up to 250 watts because there's only 2 batteries in there. So it should do up to about 166 or 167 watts. And if you get the DNA 200 board, then you can do up to 133 watts with dual batteries. If you ask me, I love both the mods equally, but I would actually prefer the Finder. I would prefer the Finder because of the position here, which I find really nice. And I vape in power mode most of the time, so the presets don't really bother me that much. But of course, there are tons of other DNA mods as well that you can buy other than the 2 that you see here. So check out my collection, my list of the best DNA mods. You can find it in the description box. As I said, I can go to geekayvapes.com. Well, that's all, guys, for this video. Stay safe, and of course, as usual, no more smoky. Down.